red flag life. Yes, where people that have notched up a red flag or two, or a beltful, we do have a right to get on with life, to live life as best as we can. This is a space where let's look at the options, right? And there's the options, and then there's some discussion. The nature of men and women. I've talked about future relationship predictions, where I brought up polygyny. Ugh, what a concept. Also, I probably wanted to add with polygyny, I focused on the dominant males getting all the females. It's possible that, I don't know, Melinda Gates, perhaps, someone that's able to rear children, perhaps, but let's just say Melinda Gates, she'll be powerful, she's probably going to be the wealthiest woman. Boys are going to be Jeff Bezos' ex. Anyway, notice how the richest women in the world aren't the originators of wealth. They often divorce into it with those two examples, inherit it, or take over daddy's companies and that sort of thing. I wonder who the richest lady in the world is that's actually, you know, made her own millions/billions, right? I'd like to just check that out at some point, but it hasn't slapped me in the face with all the content that I've been consuming over the last decade or two. So today is single mothers' options to get on with life. When you have 1, 2, 3, or hopefully you don't have more than bloody 5 as a single mum, 3 or 4 or 5 different dads. If you do, you're probably not listening to this. Most single mums that'll probably even bring up this sort of content probably got 1, 2 or 3 kids, 1 or 2 exes. So what do you do? Most women will just go on Tinder, Plenty of Fish, or whatever else is out there. They're the first two that come to mind, and they start to get this male attention. And even a 50-year-old obese woman, a lot of the time 10-year-old photos, will get quite a bit of attention on a dating site. Not the dudes. A dude is quite lucky to get a couple of responses every other day, and then they jump on that and they just, yeah, let's go on a date. Yep. You know, if you got a dad bod with scraggly grey beard, balding, yeah, you're not going to get much. But they do. Not an alpha chick or a chick of high status, but maybe a woman that thinks, oh, this guy might provide, right? So that brings us to providing. Yes, I've brought up the nature of women getting on with their red flags, getting on with life. And the related sort of episodes, like, they all sort of relate. So I've had an episode called Transactions of Relationships, where the woman offers up access. The woman supports the guy at home in exchange for the dude bringing home some bacon, getting satisfied. If it's not a single mum situation, well, bringing up the kids. Yes, some men do an okay job at being the stepfather, but it's not the same. Also, kids are 30 times more likely to be abused by a non-biological father at home, a non-biological male at home. And that's another whole episode maybe. Yeah, it's pretty shocking, those sort of figures. Even if you say 3 times more, 13 times more, 30 times more, that's not 300% more, okay? It's 3,000% more likely that the non-biological male in the house will abuse the children. So, single mums, single mothers need to know that. And they need to be wary. They need to be vigilant, monitor, listen to your kids, and some women, some single mothers sometimes ignore what's happened so that they continue getting the roof over their head and the resources coming in. And yeah, that doesn't feel the best sort of thing to be saying it in that context. And yeah, it's pretty dire sort of situation, but it happens. So apart from those risks, what else do single mothers need to do? Well, other episodes that I've covered is what do women want, and that pretty much highlighted what do women value. And I said safety and security, roof over their head and resources coming in. Also, lowering your expectations relates to this. Maybe you got to settle. If you're a single mum that's a 5, let's face it, if you're 40 with 3 kids and you're not going to be a 7. You can't be a 7. You're a 5 and you might have to settle for a 5 or a 4 gentleman. And maybe he's earning 50 grand or 120 grand. Hopefully the latter, right? Hypergamy in that respect. Hypergamy the best you can, and that's normal. That's good. It's why we get men to get off their ass and produce, is getting access to a higher status woman. Yes. But single mothers aren't high status anymore, and we need to accept this. And if a single mother with 1, 2 or 3 kids gets on the Tinder and says things like, I like to travel, my kids are everything to me, and I'll love you, and this and that, and I work part-time, already with those 4 factors that I mentioned, it's like being drawn and quartered, like each limb is being taken up by work, loving the new guy, like to travel, and the kids get is one of the limbs, or 25%, at least in a conventional mum and dad sort of relationship, the kids can get 50%, right? But when you start going 25% and sometimes even lower, it's not the best situation for the kids, okay? So lowering your expectations, being honest. Hey, Mr. Right, hopefully, or rightist for now. Well, hey, Mr. Bringing home the bacon, let's get on with life. We got red flags, because guess what? Mr. Also red flag, usually, if you're a 5, in that example, you probably got to settle with that single lady, single mom. And there's nothing wrong with being honest and say, I'll, do what I need to do at home, or if the lady works if she works 20 hours or 45 hours. You know, if she works 20 hours a week and the guy works 40 hours, well, there's not going to be 20 hours of housework. If there is more than 20 hours of housework, shit, how the heck are you guys living? Anyway, but you know, up to 20 hours of housework can be done by the lady. I've mentioned that as well. And if there's if the lady's working 37 hours and the guy's working you know 42 hours, well, the lady should put in 5 hours of housework, and maybe the guy can make it easier, not leaving his bloody socks around and just putting the plate in the sink, not rinsing it or something. Just make things a bit easier. Just clean up after yourself, sort of thing, gentlemen. I'm not saying pull out the vacuum cleaner and that sort of thing when you got 5 hours up your sleeve. So being angel or mammal. Yes, there's the whole angel thing of a single mother getting Botox, boob job, and let's travel and eat out is another thing. I love to eat out, and if there's money around, yeah, fine. Let's eat out, but let's be realistic. So lowering your expectations, angel or mammal, and let's face it, you have to live like a mammal after you. 80% of women are initiating the divorces, and you've divorced, so you need to make your bed, and do what you need to do. Give access to the gent. If you're not working, if you're working, still got to give access, because he's still bringing home some of the bacon. And if you're both working 40 hours a week and both earning 50 grand, very unlikely. Even that, if that's the case, well, yes, there will be some division of labour at home. Oh, gentlemen, and that's when you know, oh, he doesn't do it right, and you know, this and that. Well, let's face it, men aren't that fastidious in cleaning up after themselves, and let's face it, some women fucking filthy. So whatever your scale of messiness or tolerance, you need to do what you need to do to get on. Oh, what a concept. Single mothers need to be pleasant, even when a woman doesn't have any red flags. You need to practice being pleasant, because you're not going to get a higher status guy by being all naggy and bitchy. It's okay to nag and to shit test a guy, but not for the rest of his goddamn life. Shit testing a man, it's a bit of stimulus for the guy as well. Yes, I'll sort it out there. No worries, I'll sort it out for you. But every day, he's got to say fuck off. And you know, resentment, and usually the woman, when she gets resentment, she pisses you off. Yes. So once again, we need to do what we need to do, and there's nothing wrong with being honest and lowering your expectations. Because if you're now 40 and you want to keep this guy forever more, it's not going to be pleasant at age 60 on the trajectory you're going. Yeah, you can be, you know, for the, you know, like me, I've got into this whole health thing. I've got a whole health space, and I'd like to think that by the age of 60, which is only, you know, a touch over 10 years, I'll still be okay, considering. I reckon I'm in the, you know, top 1% of healthy 50-ish-year-olds. And I'll I'll keep on going with that. So, but the usual trajectory of a 40-year-old gent going into 60. Come on, women. Come on, ladies. Come on, single moms. You're gonna expect the dude to get uglier and uglier. And guess what? What a concept. So will you. So, using that as an example of age 40, 38 or 40, 35, things are going to deteriorate with the whole vanity thing. And yes, I even know of octogenarians in old age homes which are quite vain. And yes, it goes on forever. But let's be honest again to bring up that episode. Nothing wrong with bringing up the honesty of, hey mister, we need a companion for different reasons. You've got your value to bring, I've got my value. You know, if you're an obese woman, well, you better work on it. If you're an obese dude, yes, you still need to work on it. But you know, guys are a bit better off if they're earning some dollars, right? Wish I could be earning some dollars now. My status, even though I got all these red flags, my status would be woo. But yeah. Single mothers, you need to get off the whole I need someone special to go out and dine with and travel. Yet I have 3 kids. Get over yourself, even if you're still quite pretty at 40. Yes, all those things are still grand, but you'll have to settle for some arrangements where you need to start to think for the remainder of 2/3 of your life, of adult life, if you're 40. You've now, using the example of reaching 40, that's only 1/3 of your adult life. It might be half of your full life, but 1/3 of your adult life has been reached, and you have squandered it away by pissing off the father of your children. 80% is. Apparently, that's what the divorce figures say. And now your children and you are suffering. Sometimes you need to settle for a 55, 60-year-old gent that's bringing home close to 6 figures, maybe more. You still better be pleasant and look your best. So you still better be trying to look your best. Oh, I want people to like me for who I am and how doesn't matter how I look. A 55, 60-year-old gent walking past a 40-year-old woman isn't likely to get hard walking past you. So it's not that magic. So women, when they're a bit more advanced in age, still need to work at it, because even a 55, 65-year-old man still has his own vanity and hypergamy of the axis hypergamy. And you know, if you're now menopausal, you better still try and work at it. But yeah, that's where I sort of start poo-pooing the whole diet and exercise thing. That's not the answer. I've got a whole thing. I'll probably have it in the show notes there, and which I'll include. You know, I might be looking fairly fit at the moment. I don't work out. Yes, I'll qualify that by doing between 30 seconds and 90 seconds of weights like push-ups type weights, and you know, arm curls, maybe a bit of shoulder press, not 30 minutes, 90 minutes per day, seconds. I'll qualify that. It's about 6 weeks now that I've been doing that sort of thing. Just to, what if I want to move the couch, So, getting on with it. But you need to be honest. You need to be more mammalian, because the angel has left the building. Using that as that's a whole episode in itself as well, being an angel or a mammal, and oscillating between angel and mammal depending on what fuck up you have in your life. So yes, even guys need to do what they got to do as well, and that'll be the next episode. Yeah, single mothers is a particular demographic I indicated to touch on. Maybe different age. Single mothers we need to account for, but I've been sort of focusing on the 40-ish-year-old mother of 1, 2 or 3 kids. Maybe we need to do a whole episode on 23-year-old with 2 kids, never married, sort of lady. So she was thinking of the money too. Kids to a lot of ladies is money, particularly when you rely on government handouts, social security, and the like. That's mammalian. So just a few insights that I wanted to bring forward. Yes, I've incorporated all these other episodes of the angel mammal, being honest, lowering your expectations, which marry into this episode of single mothers especially. Yes, and I've also mentioned single mothers before, so this is a bit more specific. And I'll mention it again. Get over yourselves. Yes, you can still be vain, but lower those expectations. Be honest. You're in it for the safety, security, resources, otherwise known as. Let's face it. Oh yes, but I like to garden, and I can teach the man how to garden. Really? Fuck. He's not going to give a shit about that. Oh, like flower arranging, or yeah, do your flower arranging and dressmaking and that sort of thing. Great. But the dude's not going to give a shit. The dude will want a pleasant lady with access. Okay? You need to be more mammalian as a single mum, because you've made mammalian decisions. The 80% chance that you drove towards that divorce or breaking up that you've gone through. Maybe several times, several exes and several kids. You've made mammalian decisions before. You need to continue with those mammalian decisions and keeping the resources coming in. And that, my dear ladies and gents, is the truth. That's the truth. Let's be honest. And that's the moral, again, of the story. At least be a rational mammal going forward. And if the guy doesn't like the honesty, you bring home the bacon, I'll give you access. If he doesn't like that, you can shove it. In the back of his mind, he understands. The man still understands what the go is, even though he doesn't want to hear it. Okay. Next episode is the guy's turn. Ciao for now.